Bass fishing might just be one of the most addictive types of angling there is. Why? Well, it's true there's much bigger fish to chase, but probably not a more challenging one. Bass are masters of ambush and stealth, and to become an efficient bass angler, one has to become an efficient hunter and understand stalking. That's right, fishing is hunting. Bass are constantly moving from location to location throughout a day, week, and month. They use structure to set up ambush points for opportune meals and will also cruise open water looking for an easy meal to chase down and inhale. Weather patterns have a dramatic effect on bass as they're usually found living in 1 to 20 feet of water, meaning weather can instantly change a bass's environment. Still, most hardcore bass anglers will tell you that neither wind, rain, heat, nor freezing temps will hold them back. Today I'm faced with just that, nasty weather. But when you pick a day to leave the office, factory, or whatever it is you do for a living, you pretty much have to deal with what Mother Nature throws at you.
Hey, there's the fish.
Nicely done, Mike.
This country was built on fishing, hunting, and trapping. I don't forget where I came from, and I still remember the days where I had to book what little vacation time I had to go on deer hunts and fishing trips with my friends. And it reminds me of how important this is to me. Fortunately, I've been able to make a living in the outdoors and have gained invaluable knowledge. And I'm going to share my successes and failures with you.
Oh, watch out.
Whether you're urban or rural, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management. I am proud to say that I am an angler and hunter.
The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, a proud partner of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Winchester Ammunition, an American legend. Browning Firearms, the best there is. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha ATVs, what kind of Yamaha are you? And Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience.
Yours is bigger. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah! Here comes fish.
Recently, we invited other outboard owners to look deeper into Mercury Verado.
The mid-range throttle response is amazing.
Got a lot of power for low RPM.
Whoa.
I can't get over the power that it has, how quickly it accelerates.
The torque is unbelievable.
Verado is up to 13% quicker than other four-strokes. Visit mercurymarine.com to see more ways Verado beats the competition. Mercury Marine, look deeper.
Feel that bad boy? Woo.
It's not about the shot itself. It's about all that came before it. A company that's given back to conservation so that the tradition of hunting will continue. A leader in innovation since its founding. It's the legendary excellence you've come to expect. You've got that history in your hands. Now it's about settling the crosshairs, focusing on that moment in time, and one legendary trigger pull that changes you. Winchester, the American legend.
Voltaire presents Fight Night.
I think I speak for fight fans everywhere when I say we saw one of the most insane fights in all of mixed martial arts history here tonight.
You said it, Greg. The defending lightweight world champion Frankie the Butcher Nelson taking on the Voltaire fishing rod by Shimano in one of the craziest fights I've ever seen.
Is that jiu-jitsu? Muay Thai? I don't know what to call it.
I call it crazy.
We'll definitely be seeing more of the Voltaires in future fights to come.
Voltaire, the next level of tough.
A priceless experience on the water. That's the Lund Tai. Fishermen and families everywhere are raving about the all-new Lund Tai. Celebrating 60 years. Since 1948, Lund, the ultimate fishing experience.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is provided by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine.
Has this ever happened to you? It's bass season's been open for 3 days. I sat for about a month and scheduled my shooting schedule, and I said this is the day. The forecast looked good. It was supposed to be sunny and hot. The bass are supposed to be biting. I was going to do a hardcore bass fishing episode for you guys on my favorite lake. Well, so much for bass fishing weather. It's like 12 degrees, it's drizzling. Luckily, I brought an arsenal of rods and reels here with me. I planned on coming out and just flipping the bank and doing some big, giant, largemouth. But obviously, the weather's not going to cooperate, so I got to make the best of it. And that's what this show's going to be about. It's how hardcore bass fishermen really are. With only 1 day to put together a pattern that will produce some fish in nasty weather, I always start at the first piece of structure a lake has, the bank. By hitting the bank of a lake, you'll encounter several places bass call home: docks, reeds, and fallen trees. Now sure, most anglers look at these things as hot, sunny weather spots, but to a bass, it's a place to set up for an easy meal. So I always look here first. Secondary cover will also present itself while you beat the banks. Lily pads, scattered weed beds, and of course, logs and stumps offer great cover too. Today, it's all about heavy gear. I'll be using 6 to 7.5 foot Shimano baitcast rods as a general rule. Some rigged with braided line and some with big game monofilament line. All right. Right there. Finally, out in the middle of nowhere. Look at this guy. I think he's got a bad eye. Whoa. Swallowed that. And that's what I'm talking about right there. You don't know what you're in store for, so you got to just bring everything. I picked up a creature bait, and I rigged it a little differently. Wait to see how I rigged it. I rigged it like a swim bait, so I could just swim it through here, because things weren't happening. This guy just gorfed on it. Look at how he's hooked. That's how you want to hook a bass, right through the cheek. He is never going to get off. And when I saw him swimming in, look at this. He does have a bit of a cataract on his eye. So you can see that when he was coming in. Now, most of these fish are tough to get unpegged, so I'll grab my pliers. Look at that. They don't ever get off when you hook them like that. So look at this early season bass. Obviously, you can see the concave shape to its belly. It's spawned out, it's cruising the shallows now, and it's eating. Not a bad little bass to start a day with. Whew. 2011, first largemouth. There is hope for us as bass anglers. Just gonna let him swim right here. You good? Thank you for participating. Go and get bigger.
Gulp Alive presents The Fishing Edge.
Got him! Oh yeah! In order to get the edge over fish, you need to make sure you're using tackle designed for the specific species you're after. Berkley soft baits are designed for the sole purpose of helping you catch more fish. They offer a wide variety of highly effective choices, from pro-designed bass baits all the way to scientifically engineered baits with scent and flavor technology that encourages fish to strike and hold on longer. Berkley Innovation, together with professional bass angler experience, has created a new series of baits called Havoc that anglers, and especially bass, have never seen. These unique soft baits are designed with specific shapes, actions, and colors that will give you the edge to catch more fish and release your inner pro. Check out the Skeet Reese designed Pit Boss. It has the best possible action to get bites in all conditions. It's the perfect size to match the most common forage, like baitfish and crayfish. The Pit Boss might be the ultimate flipping bait. To see more ways to get the edge, check out berkley-fishing.com. Nice.
More great fishing action when we return.
I guess my first Yamaha was 1986, and after that it was Yamahas to no end. When I look at timber property that I'm going to buy or be harvesting, you need a good, reliable machine to get you through the swamps. Pretty rough going some places. Different people have asked me about, why I buy Yamaha. Keep buying them because of the reliability, and the product that they make is just what we want. I'm Barry Elmhurst, owner and operator of BW Forest Products, and this is my Yamaha.
Folks, I'm Dan Wallace, and I make my living in the backwoods. And people ask me, why do you use a recurve limb crossbow? Better question is, why would you use compound? Look, I'm tough on equipment, and I need a crossbow as tough and reliable as my four-wheel drive. If I happen to drop it out of a tree, or accidentally dry fire, or run over it with your pickup truck, try that with a compound crossbow, and you'll be the proud owner of 100 little parts. So do yourself a favor and pick up an Excalibur and find out why they're the four-wheel drive of crossbows.
They're up there, I've been to the ship. I've seen things. I've smelled things.
Look, I'm trying to forage here.
They fool you with the smell. They got me, but I escaped.
Yeah, from the loony bin.
The scent was like a blood trail, but it's deception.
Get away from me.
Beware, my friend. Trust no one. Trust no one.
You don't like me no more? Nobody home. Oh, here comes a big one. Where'd you go, to? One thing you should never do is go fishing with the expectations of catching fish on a certain lure or with a certain rod. Even on this trip where fish were fairly active, I had to use a variety of baits to actually get fish to bite. Only having one rod or a small selection of baits would have made this a real tough day. Get under there like that. You just sit like this. There, like that. Woo! See how these fish are matching the color of the bottom here? They're almost invisible. This whole lake, oh, nice jump. This lake is covered in this green mat right now. I don't know what the deal is, but this is a nice fat little largemouth. So you'll see what I'm doing here is I've got a variety of baits, and I came across this dock. Look how high that dock is off the bottom. There's 2 or 3 feet there, so I can skip a bait way under there, and that boat hasn't moved in a while because there's a cover on it. Now, he's not huge, but he's a chunky little bass. He's a player. Oh, I'm all wrapped up. This isn't good. Oh. I don't know if I'm gonna get this fish off. He's all tied around the dock piling. I don't know how big he is. Oh, wow, there he is down there. You see him? He's not big. I'm gonna give him some slack. Like that, and he's out. That's how you get a fish out of a dock when he's wrapped around a piling. Easy now. Right there. In between the docks. Look at this guy. That dock has nothing on it. That just goes to show you. That's a respectable bass right there. In between 2 docks with no boats, no weeds, just shallow sandy docks. Wow, he's pulling good. There, I got you. Bingo. Again on that tube. Amazing. That's gonna become my new favorite bait. Look at that. Berkley hollow body tube. Woo! That's a nice little largemouth right there. I'm gonna drop him back. He tried to bite me. Whoa! Gone. I've got all my bass rods for largemouth are over 7 feet long. I've got, this rod's a 7.4, I've got a 7.6, I've got a 7.11, and I've got a 7.2. And they're all heavy or medium heavy rods. This one here's got 80-pound tracer braid on it. And why I do that isn't because I'm gonna break 80-pound line on a fish, or you know, people say, oh, it's a broomstick. What do you need that heavy of a rod for? But the thing is, when a bass bites, you got to set the hook and turn them real quick. And you've seen earlier, I had a fish rubbing my line on the dock pilings. That's why we use 80-pound line and real heavy gear, because if a fish buries itself in that, you'll never get them out using a real soft rod with a medium action or anything like that. So don't be afraid to go out and gear up with real heavy stuff.
Gear up with Canadian Tire.
Hey, fishing with soft plastic baits is one of the most effective ways to make bass bite. Knowing which bait to use when is the trick to being successful. Did you know that Canadian Tire offers over 300 soft baits in their assortment? Baits like the new Havoc line from Berkley. These baits were designed by North America's top pros and have been proven to work in top-level competition. Now, I know most of us will never be bass fishing's world champion, but we should be able to use the best baits available, shouldn't we? One model that I truly love is the Pit Boss. This is a swim bait, a jig trailer, and a topwater bait all wrapped up in one. And it's heavy enough to skip and pitch around heavy cover. To see more soft plastics and the Havoc line of baits, visit your nearest Canadian Tire or check out canadiantire.ca. This is fantastic.
Coming up, more great fishing.
More than a century ago, Browning introduced the auto-loading shotgun to the world. Today's Browning Silver continues that tradition with greater reliability, softer felt recoil, better handling, and more features than ever before. The Browning Silver, the auto-loading shotgun that does it all. Browning, the best there is.
Think GPS is just for getting you to the lake? Think again. The new iPilot wireless GPS trolling system can hold your boat in place like an electronic anchor. Record and retrace productive fishing paths, automatically keep you on any bearing you choose, and take total command of speed and steering. iPilot controls your boat with wireless GPS precision so you can focus on fishing. And it's only from Minn Kota.
Fish are gonna need a new place to hide. Exclusive side imaging from Humminbird. Scan more water faster with 480 feet of side-to-side coverage and see structure detail with amazing picture-like images. Humminbird. Simply, clearly, better.
A new age of modern scope technology has arrived. Burris Optics presents the Eliminator. The Eliminator incorporates laser range-finding technology with automatic bullet drop compensation calibrated to your rifle and bullet combination. Burris Optics, leading the way in modern scope technology. Burris's new Eliminator rifle scope, changing rifle scopes forever. Just range them and eliminate them.
If your passion is hunting and fishing, get ready to catch this incredible membership offer from fine sponsors of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. Join right now and receive all these great products, including a Shimano reel, the Shimano Sienna 2500, a buck knife, the Silver Creek fishing fillet knife made by Buck Knives, a Coast LED flashlight, a Strike King spinnerbait, a Fox 40 whistle, Berkley Gulp, Berkley Power Bait, and Berkley Trilene. 3 packages of Fish Crisp Original and a special Fish Au Flage Edition Plano Soft Cider tackle bag with 3 Plano stowaway tackle containers. Plus, when you join, you get Ontario Out of Doors magazine, 10 action-packed issues a year, including the fishing and hunting annuals. This special OFAH membership package is a $260 value for only $72.95. Stand up for conservation and show how much you really care about your passion for fishing and hunting with a membership in the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. Call and join today.
There's a lot of fish happening here, eh? There he is. That's a largemouth, I think. Yep, came off a rockweed line. And that's what I'm doing right here is you're gonna see this shoreline I've been going down. I'm beating up the docks and flipping all the pads and all the good bass stuff. But in between them, don't just put your trolling motor on and skip by it. Grab a spinnerbait or something you can cover water with. I mean, he's not huge, but he's fun. He's an extra fish. And he came out in the middle of nowhere. So you've got, you've got a rock flat with weeds around it here. Now, a lot of guys would stop and say, oh, I'm going to fish here. I just caught one. But don't get caught up in that kind of thing. Keep fishing, keep casting, because right in there is a nice dock with pads around it. There's a stump here. There's an old pontoon boat there. And then look at all the stumps up ahead of me. So just keep covering water and moving and switching up baits. You know, sometimes it's just these a little log or a little root. These cedar bushes along the bank can hold a fish. You gotta know any second I'm just gonna get stomped on. Like that. Oh, it's just a little guy. I didn't mess around with him. Hey, hey, you're still stunned. Just a wee baby. God, this wind's making my life real hard. The use of a bow or transom mount electric motor is essential when stocking bass in shallow water. Regardless of your boat size, Minn Kota has a unit that will put the odds in your favor. There's no open areas around here except for under these docks. If you just look at this, wait a minute. Oh, I thought I seen one there. I had a big one up there that followed me out, and I came all the way back here in this thick mung. You know, no one's been back here because bass season just opened. And that dock right there was perfect. And obviously, when you got all these docks here, the only one with a boat on it is sitting right here. So the chances are pretty good. If there's a fish, he's probably going to be under that one. Got him! Oh yeah! Oh my God! Wow, that was incredible! I got to get him in. Yeah! Woo! That's awesome. That's what it's all about right there. I pitched into the edge of that boat. I swam my jig out, and there's nowhere for a fish to be if you look in this mung. And just as I pulled it out, I saw this big black shadow sort of come right to the back where the motor was. So I got a chance to get my bait out, take the weeds off, and pitch back to him, and he came out and ate it. That's what it's all about right there. Woo! That's awesome. What a nice fish. Yeah, you know what? You go back in there and get bigger. That's a mean one. It's gonna be crazy here. This water's dark brown. I love dark brown water. Like that. Another good one. There. God, he looked so big when he came flying out of there. I just saw that black tail. I gotta get my boat out of here because there might be another one under here. And that's the thing. Be quick, have a look at him, throw him back in the lake, and pitch in again. Because you never know what's down there. Just like that. I love this lake. They come from the furthest back in that shallow stuff. Wow, he's going in, he's pulling drag. I gotta get him out. So that is classic. If you look just behind him, look at all that dead weed on that tree. That's where he was hiding. He darted out of that. I got 25-pound big game here. I like to use that mono on my flipping jig because I set the hook hard. It's a little more forgiving. Get my pliers. There. Another nice one. He's gonna have himself some salad. Go on. Wow, he was ornery. Little rock bass took my trailer. I'm gonna throw another fresh piece of meat on this. This guy's sure a patriot of whatever country he's from. The flags. This is a big one. Right under that dock We were trying to figure out what the flag was. Wow, look at this bruiser. Look at this bruiser. He's right beside us. Oh, oh he's too big to jump. Come here. I got him. Nice. That's a porker. That was great. You look at this cottage, we were trying to figure out what the flag is. I'm gonna ask the gentleman there when we're done. Nice. Chicken pig, 25-pound test on a flipping stick. And that's what bass season's all about right there. Big old bruisers like that. Whew. Totally awesome. What? He's got chickens or something over there. Let's go talk to this guy and ask him about it. That is a nice one. Oh, wow, that's what bass fishing's all about. Here we go. See ya. Awesome, wow. Holy, I pitched in there and I didn't even have a chance to reel down and my line started going and I just smashed him and I saw the side of him. Let's go talk to this guy here. Oh, it's probably about 4.5, 5 pounds. We were just kind of wondering, what flag is that?
Slovakia.
No matter your level of experience, pro or beginner, make sure you learn every time you get out on the water. That will make you a better angler with every cast you make. Who doesn't want to get better? Just be sure you don't let weather conditions convince you otherwise. Remember, a bass is a bass and it needs to eat. You just got to figure out what they want. Another way to become a better bass angler is by checking out online forums and reading up on them in magazines like Ontario Out of Doors, and even joining bass clubs or an organization like the OFAH, where like-minded individuals will gladly share their tips and stories in order to get more bass knowledge to fill that bass fishing addiction. Beautiful day for bass fishing. Sun shining. It's hot. Lake's laying down. Unfortunately, it's over. That could have been one of the worst mornings I've had for opening season of bass. But like I said, if you're hardcore and you stick it out, you can make the best of it. So at least now I get to drive home on a nice summer evening and enjoy the scenery. But it's like I said, as long as you got a good arsenal of tackle with you, there's no reason you can't go fishing in crummy conditions, and we just proved it. It wasn't the most picturesque day, but we sure did catch a lot of bass.
Angler and Hunter Television was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud sponsor of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Winchester Ammunition, an American legend. Browning Firearms, the best there is. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha ATVs, what kind of Yamaha are you? And Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. Looking for more information on today's show or past episodes? Visit www.ahtv.com. Whether it's watching a fishing or hunting edge online, or looking for other great sites of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Visit www.ahtv.com. We'll see you next week. And remember to conserve and protect our great outdoors.